Without further ado, guys, we're going to kick it off with the show that you know where we form a unity to jumpstart a better community. And as always, make our 1% count. This is the A-Town special. Give it up for the folk stylings of Caleb Hawkins, everybody.
I don't mind the years slipping by, as long as you're beside me. Your hand in mine, we'll make it through just fine. 'Cause I think you hung the stars and taught them how to shine until my very dying day. No one can change my mind. 'Cause the simplest of songs are the hardest ones to rhyme. If I could only say what my heart wants you to know. Oh, but now you're teaching me what it means to be loved by you. And I think you hung the stars and taught them how to shine till my very dying day. No one can change my mind. So I don't mind the years slipping by, as long as you're beside me. Cause I think you hung the stars and taught them how to shine until my very dying day. No one can change my mind. This is kind of one of these tunes that I wrote, sort of, I guess, referencing the fact that I've played farmers markets and coffee shops. I've opened for like independent artists and even signed acts, and somehow I'm still just anonymous enough to be able to have fun. But I get to make a living doing what I love. Tavern or in the market square, I played every song I know for $100 bill. I dreamed of handsome Molly, I sang of Clementine, I pined for the hills of home and a far-off land. For music is a way of life I've come to enjoy. If I wasn't a music man, I don't know what I'd be. I've picked the banjo, I've strummed the old guitar, and I've fiddled till my fingers burn to the tune of Soldier's Joy. playing an $18,000 guitar for a video. I thought I got the bright idea that I'd record a single right there in the video studio, and figured I'd get to be the first artist and probably the last to actually play that guitar before it goes in some rich guy's vault. So this is how our story goes. Life took us down different roads, sent our hearts through the middle, brought our souls back home again. Oh, but 10 years comes and goes so fast, it's good to be your friend again. The blinking eye of Father Time, the record made from verse and rhyme. Well, sometimes I felt lost, broken by the raging storms. In my darkest hour, I'd pray my faith would see me through. 'Cause 10 years comes and goes so fast, it's good to be your friend again. The blinking eye of Father Time, the record made from verse and rhyme. Well, I don't mean to be cliche, I've really nothing left to say. Learn to smile, learn to laugh through the twisting turns of every path. Oh, 'cause 10 years comes and goes so fast, it's good to be your friend again. The blinking eye of Father Time, the record made from verse and rhyme. Testament to American resilience, what's going on right now. And she's making me wish I could be down there helping all those people as well. There's a song I wrote for my dad. It came out, gosh, I think about 10 years ago. Daddy drove a truck that was older than dirt. Sure wasn't pretty, but it got him there. Folks would stop and stare most everywhere. Daddy left them all in the rearview mirror. You could hear him coming for a mile, rolling through the gravel and the dirt, cross through the valleys of Ohio. We were all proud of a working man's ride. Got a tune-up in the spring and a change in the fall. Didn't have air, but the heat worked good. Tape player stock on Johnny and June. We drove a lot of places in that old truck. But you could hear them coming for a mile, rolling through the gravel and the dirt. They crossed through the valleys of Ohio. we were all proud of a working man's right. I used to live right on the border of Indiana and the state of Ohio, right off a state line road actually, where as you're driving up, you realize that you got Ohio on your right and Indiana on your left. My dad had a long wheelbase 1979 Chevy van. For those who are car nuts, it had a 350 engine in it. And you really could hear that thing coming for a mile because it had more rust on it than paint. And I'm pretty sure Dad left the muffler somewhere on the shoulder of 275 sometime around probably 1995 or 6. But you could almost set your watch by my dad coming home for dinner every night. We'd hear him coming up State Line Road, hanging that left turn on the Lakeview Drive, and as soon as that rumble would start getting a little more prominent, my sister would start setting the table, because Dad'd come in with his briefcase. He'd let out a big sigh, he'd take off his jacket, and he'd sit down at the table, he'd say grace with all of us kids. But I still remember one January night with a foot of snow on the ground. We didn't hear that truck. First it was 15 minutes late, then 30. That truck left my dad on the side of the road on US 50, just outside of Cleves. And Gail, you're probably the only person here who actually knows where I'm talking about. It's right by the drive-through liquor store. It's still there, I swear it is. You can drive through and get a bottle of whiskey and probably a package of Kraft singles or something. But this was the mid-90s in southeast Indiana, Dearborn County area. There wasn't cell phones. There wasn't such a thing as text messages. And at that time, I don't know if my dad would have even had a quarter to put in a phone booth. So he did what he had to do. He started walking. God bless the kind soul that picked him up and brought him home to us that night. My dad is one of the hardest working, toughest men I know. With a foot of snow on the ground and no central heat in that garage, he rebuilt that engine from the ground up. With a book from the public library about engine repair, and a borrowed hoist from a friend. Well, the engine went out one night, and Daddy said it was a long walk home. But he rebuilt it with the help of a friend, so that old truck hit the road again. I need to clarify a few things though. My dad is not like a pleasure mechanic. He's not one of those guys where he can't wait to get off work and go turn a wrench on his Mustang or something like that. Growing up, it was a good week if something didn't break that he had to fix, you know? But he ran a small business out of that truck. And when those wheels stopped turning, bills didn't get paid, little kids' shoes didn't get bought, the fridge didn't get refilled. As an adult, I realized just how much pressure my old man had to have been under when that life's blood of our business went out. Right now, I've got a lot of friends that I was very concerned about in the state of Florida and all down through the Carolinas. I've been on pins and needles for quite a while now, checking social media updates when they can get online and tag themselves as safe. But I think that America is a very resilient bunch of people. Just like my dad, they get up every day, they do the best work they know how, whether it's slinging drinks and waiting tables or pounding nails and pouring concrete. We're hard-working people, and the folks down south are going to be just fine. But you could hear them coming for a mile, rolling through the gravel and the dirt. We crossed through the valleys of Ohio. We were all proud of a working man's ride. Thank you so much for letting me tell my stories. I'll be back soon.
Give another round of applause for Caleb Hawkins, everybody.
The second tune was called High Sierra, and I'm trying to weave those together. That's in the wrong key. I'm still getting used to this guitar, and I don't have the capo up there all the time like I usually do. Here we go. There's a great songwriter who's currently making his name in New York, but he was in Texas for most of his life. And I'm going to butcher his name really badly, but his name is Caleb Hinojosa, I think. He had this great line in one of his songs about dreams and how your dreams don't have to come true for anybody else. They don't have to come true for you. And that one just hit me like a Louisville Slugger across the chest. We were talking in the interview section about, your dreams, your aspirations, and how they can change and shift and morph over time. And that's all right. You don't have to have 6 gold records on the wall to be successful as an artist. You don't have to be on the road 300 days a year. Sometimes success as an artist means you get to write the songs you want to write with your dog curled up at your feet at the kitchen table. I was playing an open mic shortly after Caleb's song dropped on YouTube, and I saw these kids. They couldn't have been old enough to even vote yet, but they were all hanging out and tuning their guitars 20 times to be able to play for 10 minutes. They got there 3 hours early because they wanted to make sure they got on the list, And I saw so much of myself in these young guys, and they have so much to prove. And the host did a dirty trick. He made them play after me. So they had to clean up what mess I had made, I got to thinking about all the things I wish I could have said to those guys that night. Realizing that I had been exactly where they were 20 years before. So I wrote a song for them. 20 years of a crazy dream. I still wouldn't trade it for anything but the same water that moves the boat is a drop that carves the stone. And they say time changes everything, but who says hold the line when the rough road puts you on the side? Hot days and starry nights, old guitars with tarnished strings, the feeling that money can't buy, doing right on the very first try. And they say time changes everything, but who says hold the line when the rough road puts you on the side? but in the end we're all the same. It's the dreams that build our wings, and in the jump we learn to fly. And it's love we need when we fall. 'Cause I still feel like I always did, just don't seem to get ahead. But the plan's the same as it's ever been. And they say time changes everything, but who says hold the line when the rough road puts you on the side? Every dream that's become shattered or true, for every sky that's gone gray to blue, I will always be thankful to you for showing me love and truth. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to, one thing that I know is true. Give me strength to see things through, a prayer for when I'm undone. When the well of my mind runs dry, when the tune in my heart loses rhyme, perhaps that's when I'll find all I ever needed was you. Give me one thing that I can hold on to, one thing that I know is true. Give me strength to see things through, a prayer for when I'm undone. Thank you so much.
All right, give another round of applause to Caleb. All right, now we have Deaf Dalmatian second set here. Roster Rod, give it away, all right?